Hello, buddies, and welcome back to our Buddies series. May is a mental health awareness month, and buddies take care of their mental health. I'm here to tell you that today your mental health is your responsibility. Before people realize that you are struggling or you have been struggling with mental health, most times it's when you have already you have progressed into other, what can I say? Mm, Other more advanced stages of their mental illness. But you can always feel when something is not right with your mental health. And that's why I say that mental health is your responsibility. When you start noticing that your sleep is being disrupted, you're not able to concentrate, maybe your physical health is not okay, you start feeling, you have started having feelings of hopelessness, um, you feel empty, you start losing interest in your hobbies, you start losing interest in going outside, then you start knowing that something is amiss, something is the matter. Yeah. And buddies, there's no shame in seeking help when it comes to mental health. There's no shame. But as someone that has experienced mental issues before, and as someone that is passionate on advocating on preventive measures, I always say that before you get to a place of have being given medication or being institutionalized, because they're very hard processes, I might say, for you to go through, and especially being institutionalized, that is something that you never really get over. Yeah. And before it gets to that point where um, you need medication or you need to be institutionalized, there are a few things you can do to always bring yourself in balance. For example, when you notice that you want to spend more time indoors because you do not feel good going outside, I suggest that is when you actually decide that I really need to go outside. And you can take conscious movements. For example, you can go out in nature, just spend time in nature. Nature has a way of calming down your nervous system and lowering your cortisol hormone, which is a stress hormone. You can decide to go out for events, for example, maybe to read a book. You can go to a library, you can go to the gym, you can go maybe for dance classes, just conscious movement. Depression does not hit a moving object. And if you move, then depression is not able to hit you. So every time you have thoughts of, I need to be inside, that is when you go outside. Okay. Okay. And then another thing that you can use to reconnect with how you feel and how you're thinking is journaling. So you take a book and you journal consciously, and you're asking yourself, like, how am I feeling today? What are my thoughts? What has been happening? And then you can always catch the negative thought patterns, or at least you can be very honest with how you're feeling, because most of the time, unprocessed emotions lead to poor mental health. So if you're able to process this by just writing them down, and every time you write something down, you're able to dump whatever. Sometimes your brain is clogged. Sometimes it looks like a web inside of there. But when you write something down, you're able to gain more clarity, more openness in your brain. So it helps you declutter. It helps you declutter the mind. And sometimes mental health is caused by all that clutter that is inside of the mind. Okay, and then taking care of your nutrition, for example, taking enough water, just developing a routine where you take care of yourself, you're taking enough water, you're eating fruits, you're being healthy, you're going for maybe walks, walks really help. So you can go for a walk, maybe outside, maybe in the evening or in the morning, just to be outside and all that. So you can also practice breath work. Yeah, you can practice breathing. Yeah. Yesterday I attended it was a mental wellness expo, and one thing I got out of that was that most of us have forgotten to breathe. You see, when you're born, you just breathe normally, but then because of the things that happen in our childhood, sometimes we lose the rhythm of breathing. And by losing that rhythm of breathing, the brain is always interpreting that we are on a threat. We are that something is happening, that something bad is happening to us. So we are constantly having short breaths without even noticing. It has become unconscious because we have done it on repetition. So one thing I want to encourage the baddies is I want you to remember how to breathe. Okay, you can take 5 minutes of your day every day to just consciously breathe. Okay, so this is you taking deep breaths and sighing them out. Just take 5 minutes of reminding your body that you're safe, because when you breathe, when you consciously breathe and you take full deep breaths, yeah, and your diaphragm is working as it should, your lungs are expanding as they should, the brain starts interpreting that this we are now safe. We are now safe. The fact that we are breathing well means that we are safe, and the brain starts working at optimum. It works well, and if it works well, then there you become mentally healthy. Okay, yeah. So my girlies, there's so many things you can do to prevent mental illness. Okay, I still insist, kindly seek help. Seek therapy. Therapy is your chance of you for you to be heard, to be seen, in those places that you are not seen, to be understood if you ever felt like you were misunderstood, to reconnect with your inner child, to be empowered on how to reparent yourself. Give yourself that opportunity. You're deserving of that opportunity. Take care of your brain. Your brain is your biggest asset. Take care of it. And if you're not well here, then you're not able to make money, you're not able to take care of your body, you're not able to interact with other people, you're not going to be able to do basically everything. So take care of your brain, and your mental health is your responsibility. Stay out of spaces that sabotage your mental health. Stay out of spaces that do not bring you peace, that disrupt your peace. Kindly be very conscious of that. Set very healthy boundaries. Okay, by setting healthy boundaries, it means you choose yourself, and also it means you'll walk out of spaces where your boundaries are overlooked. So take care of yourself in those areas. Consciously breathe. Learn to breathe again. I want to begin a program where women come together and just breathe. Yeah, we have to learn to breathe again. We have to teach our bodies how to breathe. Okay. So in this May, take care of your mental wellness. If you feel like you need help and you're watching this, I am offering free help. Um, I am going to connect you to people that are going to help you. I'm going to help you as well. I'm going to listen. I am empowered in the areas of mental wellness, emotional wellness, human behavior. I am empowered in those areas. And I know I can be able to listen to you, and I can be able to help you. So if you need help, reach out to me. Yeah. And I'm going to be able to help you. Take care of your mental health, buddies. Buddies, take care of their mental health. Bye. See you in the next session.